Yahweh, Brother Yahweh Shai, Kalpala Yahweh Bashan Yahweh Shai, Bashan Yahweh Kakadash, double honor to the elder apostle, great military, woo will, consider citation the octave and preaching the truth. I call the four corners of the earth to the fear and power of Yahweh Bashan Yahweh Shai, that's the hope of elect. Citation to the Israelite foreigners, that's scattered amongst the nations that believe in the name of Yahweh, Bashan Yahweh Shai, and so on. Block it. And shalom to the family that tuned into the doctrine, preach around the whole world, peace and mercy to you, and who the world inwardly called God, his name is Yahweh, who the world inwardly called Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai. I read the Hebrew Israelites, that consists of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and those in line descendant go back to one of the 12 tribes of Israel, due to the gathering of the nation. Alright, now there's an article on the economic collapse blog.com, and farmers warned that the mega drought in the western U.S. threatened to cause devastating crop failure in 2021. Alright, shocking. This could be going into prophecy, alright, concerning famine, alright, it could be lack of bread, okay, especially it could be, especially like the last couple of years, the crop and basically the production of food in America have been declining. All right, it's going to lead up to a famine here in America. Okay, pursuant to prophecy. All right, you see the map how dry it been on the western side of the United States. All right, very very dry. That's severity right there, severity level. Now, just the article that throughout U.S. history, there have always been drought in the western half of the country from time to time. But what we are dealing with now is truly alarming. So scientists tell us that a multi-year mega drought has developed in the southwestern portion of the country, and this is the worst year of that mega drought so far by a wide margin. Yeah, and a quick testament to that is out here in California. We really didn't get that much rain in a month of January and February. All right, it really never rained in Southern California like the song go by Tony, but literally like it must have rained a couple times in the past 3 months. All right, and now we're about to head into May. We really ain't had no like rainy days. All right, it may have rained a couple days, but not like before. All right, back to the article. It said if conditions do not radically improve, soon we are going to have a major agricultural disaster on our hands. Some farmers have already decided not to plant crops at all this year, but many others have decided to plant anyway, knowing that if enough rain doesn't come, their crops will certainly fail. As I have discussed previously, the epicenter of the mega drought is the Four Corner region in the southwest. But this drought is so immense, it is even causing immense nightmare for farmers as far away as North Dakota. In fact, the first few months of this year were the driest that North Dakota has ever has seen in 126 years. All right, that's because we are witnessing the collapse of America. All right, literally on every single level. All right, kind of like how about y'all shy for systematically breaking down the country. All right, the yeah, the period of January to March 2021 was the driest in 100 year. For North Dakota, farmers are starting to make difficult decisions on planting and culling herd as the governor of the state declared a statewide drought disaster on April 8th. Soil moisture across the state, particularly in western portion of North Dakota, where lacking sufficient moisture to sustain normal crop development growth. The first 8 days of April 2021 offered little help as hot summer-like temperatures, gusty wind, and low humidity across the state accelerated drying conditions. All right, another testament out here in California once again. It's been hot this whole week. All right, and with the like third week of April, it's been hot all week. All right, in the 80s, and it's supposed to be the springtime. It show you that how much sunshine surely visiting this place. Let's get this place just real quick. Over the go-to scriptures. All right, because these people think it's Mother Nature or like climate change. No, this is all doing in Yahweh's outside. He's in control of what's going on here on Earth. All right, that's Isaiah 29, and instead thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh's outside a host with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the devouring of flames. All right, and that's how much outside truly visited the place. All right, not Mother Nature. All right, it's of the Lord doing. All right, back to the article. That according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, well over half the state is now experiencing severe drought. Perhaps you don't care about what is happening in North Dakota, but you should because like much of the wheat that we use for pasta and flour come from that region. Things are dry and dusty in the upper Midwest, the northern plains state, and the prairie provinces of Canada. This region spanning states such as North Dakota and provinces such as uh, Manitoba is the most important one for spring wheat, the higher gluten variety that used for pasta or mince, but other wheat for all-purpose flour in that crop is at significant width because conditions in the region are pretty dire this year. All right. Uh, so yeah, just pretty much going to how severe uh, it is out here. It's that elsewhere in California, water allocation reductions of up to 90% are forcing many farmers to make some exceedingly heartbreaking decisions. Drought conditions are already forcing valley farmers to make difficult decisions when it comes to their crop, and many are facing severe water restrictions. Right, like the last couple of years, we had water restrictions out here in California, to where if you get too much water, you got fined $500, and it kept on having electronic billboards throughout the state on the freeway or interstate that conserve water. All right, because we don't have a source of water here in the state of California. It's being brought in from other states. It's it's the we got there are districts throughout California that have experienced up to 95% reduction in water, say Fresno County Farm Bureau CEO Ryan Jacobson. The U.S. food production will be down in 2021, but if deficient rain start falling in the western U.S., we could still see a miracle. All right, and usually when it rains, it's not a good thing because then we have mudslides and stuff like that because of the drought. All right, the dry dirt and land. All right, so either way, it could be a disaster. It said, meanwhile, it is being projected that the drought will cause the water level in Lake Mead to soon fall to the lowest level ever recorded. Uh, It's the wrecked by drought, climate change, and overuse. A key reservoir on the Colorado River could sink to historically low levels later this year. New York government projections show potentially triggering significant water cutback in some states as early as next year. The projection released by the U.S. Bureau of Reclamation showed that Lake Mead, the largest reservoir in the country and a vital water supply to millions across the Southwest, could fall later this year to its lowest level since it was built in the 1930s. They said if you live anywhere in the western half of the country, you should brace yourself for severe water restrictions. All right, there's not even a lack of food, also to have a lack of water. Okay, and all of us need to brace ourselves for much higher prices at the grocery store. Right, supply and demand. All right, if supply is low and demand is high, the price is going to go up. Okay, instead, for decades, the western half of the country was blessed with unusually high level of rainfall, but that wasn't going to last forever. Now Dust Bowl conditions have returned, and farmers, ranchers, and local authorities are starting to panic. As this mega drought continues to intensify, life is going to dramatically change in the western half of the nation, and that is going to deeply affect all of us. All right, huh? And like I said, it's all doing the how about shall shine because famine is prophesied in the scriptures, especially in the latter times. I'm gonna close out after these couple scriptures. All right, this is Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilences and earthquake in diverse places. All these are beginning to thaw, and that's the time we're in. All right, we're in a time of famine, and all these that we just read in the scripture are simultaneously happening amongst each other. All right, that's the word famine.
Strong's G 3042. Lemas. Lemas.
Scarcity of harvest, famine. That's the word scarcity. It's in a state of being scared or in short supply. All right, and that's what we just read. A mega drought. All right, farmer warned that mega drought in the western U.S. threatened to cause devastating crop failure. All right, so it'll be a scarcity of crops. All right, and it's strong the scarcity of harvest, famine. All right, so we know what famine already means. Okay, it's the extreme scarcity of food. All right, let's just pull that up again. So the famine. All right, okay, so that's what we're dealing with. All right, scarcity of food, scarcity of harvest. All right, a famine. All right, Revelation 18. All right, America will be destroyed, and Babylon in this chapter talk about America the Great. All right, because ancient Babylon wasn't destroyed in this manner. Okay, and actually that place still exists to this day. This is I'm gonna go straight to the point. Revelation 18:8. Therefore shall her plague come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burnt with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh who judges her. All right, so it could be a short time period for this to be taking place. Okay, and we're fast approaching that time right now. All right, for Yahweh shall try to judge the place. All right, for all the wickedness, atrocity, and crime it had done here on earth. All right, and also to the people, the children of Israel. All right, that's why you throw called nigga like in Native America. Okay, but this place will be basically going to be destroyed by fire. All right, and you read the whole chapter 18 going into that how the place could be burned by fire, but the ultimate I could be a missile. Okay, but all in all, just hitting this article up and filtering it with prophecy concerning famine. All right, scarcity, a harvest. It's on the horizon. And with that, shalom.